For years now, planners have talked about building a new highway across the mountains of southeasternmost Tennessee. At issue, the heavily traveled Highway 64 Ocoee Gorge, which has been shutting down a lot lately because of rock slides.
Now, residents want a new bypass, but conservationists say a new road would be an ecological disaster to the area. The controversy is over an 11-mile, two-lane bypass around the gorge. NewsChannel 9 has obtained never-before-seen animation that shows in detail the rough terrain the bypass would go through. We're flying along Highway 64 headed east to Ducktown. As you can see, Highway 30 comes into Highway 64 here at Greasy Creek. Highway 64 then bends around to the right and follows the river. Now, right here is where the bypass would begin. You can see how the proposed path climbs up the slopes of the mountains north of the river. Now, the road would cut through 11 miles of pristine old-growth forest with hundreds of plant and animal species, some of them endangered. Now, these hills also contain PYRITE. That's a mineral that can contribute to acid runoff and undermine road beds. Environmentalists argue it would be smarter to just expand the existing highway on the other side of the gorge. But the people who have to use that road every day believe the new highway is necessary. U.S. Highway 64 cuts Polk County in two. It's the only reasonable way to get from Benton to Ducktown and beyond.
It's just an accident waiting to happen.
If you have a rock come down on you, this is a one really small road.
They're talking about frequent rock slides on this road. Each one that shuts down Highway 64 forces an 80-mile detour.
With the road shut down, it cripples our economy.
Take a look at this map. Each red square is a potential rockfall spot. In all, 42 of them between Parksville Lake and Ducktown. TDOT says 11 of those rock sites are actually rock slides waiting to happen. This one here at Goforth Creek is at the top of the list. It just hasn't fallen yet. TDOT crews stay busy cleaning up slides and, when possible, cutting away the mountain to prevent them. I mean, this was a dangerous one right here, and TDOT came in and cut the side of the mountain out, and it's now classified as a little A. Still dangerous, but not quite as dangerous as it was. The state of Tennessee has been stuck on the Highway 64 problem. Planners are considering 4 alternative routes and a 5th option, expanding the existing road. 21 environmental studies have either been completed or are underway. According to TDOT, that's an unusual level of scrutiny made necessary by past opposition.
Their mission is transportation. It's not environmental protection. So they're thinking about how to get from here to there in the simplest way possible.
Way South is one of the environmental groups involved.
And we welcome them to come to the table and talk to us and talk to the other agencies involved and see what we can do to come to some kind of agreement.
Right now, the studies and planning continue, leading up to a decision next summer to pare down the options to just a couple of routes. A final decision could come no sooner than 2016. In the meantime, residents like James Curley of Ducktown live in fear of another rock slide.
It crippled us last time, but I don't think we'd go back through that again.
Now, when I mentioned options, I saved one of them for last. That is the option to do nothing. And that is exactly the option that TDOT chose back in 2004 when disagreement over the new highway became overwhelming. As it stands right now, the earliest we might be driving on a new Highway 64 through Ocoee would be 2019. And even that is a best-case scenario.